Alright guys, so hopefully after that short intro you're all excited and ready for the review of the MacBook Pro. Now I've had this computer for about 5 months and I know it's been a real long time and I sort of forgot about the whole thing that I mentioned in my unboxing video about how I do a review on this computer, but I had a day off from school today. I finally realized it after I watched that video over again for the first time, and basically I'm here doing this review for you guys, so hopefully you enjoy it and stay tuned throughout the entire video. So I'm going to be covering this video in two different aspects: hardware and software. So hardware wise, MacBook Pro does a great job. It has everything that I personally need. It has an optical drive, or otherwise known as a CD drive, which my previous netbook did not have. Also, it has a bunch of ports on the left-hand side. Unfortunately, they're on the left-hand side, so if you're using a USB mouse and you're right-handed, you're going to have to swing the cord all the way around the computer, and that's really a big hassle, for me at least. But thankfully, I have a USB, not a USB, a Bluetooth, wireless Bluetooth mouse, so that works out fine for me. There are two USB ports on the side of the device. There is one mini display port, there's one Ethernet port, there's an SD card port, and audio in out. There's this little button on the left hand side that you can press to show your battery percentage. There is also the last port is for charging, which is definitely not the standard charger for most laptops. Usually your charger will consist of a round power port and a brick, which the MacBook Pro does come with a power brick, only the other end is sort of this rectangular shape with 4 pins, I believe, inside. Now on the front side, you'll have when the computer is shut, not shut completely off, but when the lid is closed. You can see this not quite too clearly on camera right now, but there is sort of a glow, and it keeps on constantly glowing. Very nice just to know that your computer's asleep, and just in case you thought you slept, you shut down your computer, it's a good warning just to say that your computer's still on and it's draining battery and whatnot. And it just adds a very nice touch to the computer overall. On the I guess you can call it the inside bottom, we have your full QWERTY keyboard, which is perfect for my hand size. Now I believe it's definitely going to be perfect for anyone with any size hands. It does a really great job. It's a chiclet style keyboard with illuminated keys. The illumination does a real great job when you're in the dark and everything. The power button is also located on this area in the upper right. Very easy to press. It's very responsive, and it is not a touchscreen or touch type button. It's a hard key. And on the inside top part, I guess you could call it that as well, is your screen, which just looks absolutely amazing displaying images. It does a great job. And it's definitely a step up. For me, it's 13 inches. And again, this is a 13-inch MacBook Pro review, not a 15-inch. And the 13-inch definitely suits my needs. And if you would like to buy 15-inch, it is a couple $100 more, and I didn't have the money, so, and I just didn't really need it, so 13-inch is the way to go for me. Also, underneath the screen, you'll have the little MacBook Pro logo. Looks very nice and whatnot. On the top of the computer, I'm about to say device because I was about to get into iPods and stuff, but you have your Apple logo, which of course on the top you can go ahead buy a skin from the internet and put the skin on top of there. Those look very nice. I haven't purchased one yet, but I'm looking to purchase one in the future. On the bottom of the computer, well, it is a device, but on the bottom of the computer there are a couple screws enclosing the battery and everything that makes up the computer on the inside. Battery is not like typical user removable. You'll have to go to an Apple store to get it replaced if your battery does die at some point, which they do say should be 5 years, is a limit to the recharge. But if you're using it quite a lot, it might die a little bit sooner. So that's the hardware. The hardware looks very nice. It's unibody aluminum, which means it's made out of one slab of aluminum, which in turn provides better support and for the computer, according to Apple. It's very nice, very sleek. one of the best designs I've seen for a computer, unlike all those little plastic computers that you see, netbooks. A lot of netbooks are made out of plastic, like my old one, and those are really cheap, and they're about half of the price of a MacBook Pro, but definitely they're not worth it. So on to the software aspect. So here I'm on my computer. Mac OS X is amazing, and of course with Lion coming out in September, in summer 2011, I'm sorry, and it's just going to be even better than it is right now. Now, as you can see, Mac OS X is a big step up for me, at least, from Windows. My dad actually always used to have a Mac. I was more of a Windows type of kid, and I just recently upgraded to Mac full time. And I gotta say, I love the operating system. It does so much better job of being a more user-friendly interface than Windows. Windows has so many viruses, and I'm not saying that Macs don't get viruses, but they're less likely to. And it definitely does a better job of protecting your files and whatnot. And Finder is just sort of like your whole C drive in Windows, and it does a great job of organizing your files and stuff like that. Next, in the operating system, would have to be Final Cut Pro. Final Cut Pro can only be run on Macs, and they can't be run on Windows, which I gotta say Final Cut Pro is amazing as a video editor, and it's used by everyone, and mostly everyone in the movie industry. Nobody in the movie industry really uses Windows computers just for the fact that they do not support Final Cut Pro. Next thing is that Macs, the virtual machines parallels, which I have running Windows 7, is great because just in case I have some Windows software that I used to be using and now that I switched, I can just jump onto Parallels. I can open it up right here for you guys and it'll go ahead, Windows 7 start, um, and this just pops up because I just shut it down abruptly last time instead of going through a full shutdown process. And it should open up, and I can go ahead run all my Windows applications on here. It's very nice, very fluid, opens up quick. It's almost done loading here, as you can see, and it actually boots up faster than my old netbook. And this is a virtual machine, which is quite impressive. And so here you go. I can go ahead, go through my Windows files and everything, and that's about it. Next thing would have to be dashboard for Mac OS X, and this thing is just great. You have a calculator, you have weather widgets, you have clock, calendar, a bunch of different apps that you can download, not download, but they're already built in. It's sort of like a mini iOS homepage built in with apps. And later on, when OS X Line is released, Apple should be having their own Mac App Store, which is going to be insanely awesome. It's just going to be like playing games on a computer instead of on your tiny little iDevice screen. And gotta say, Mac OS X is definitely the operating system to go to. If you're looking from Windows and you don't like Windows anymore, go to Mac. It's definitely the way to go. So guys, that's basically my quick iOS overview and hardware overview of the MacBook Pro. This has been iTouch Stuff here with a review of the MacBook Pro 2010. All I can say, guys, it's an amazing computer. For the price, it definitely packs everything that you need. I know it's a little bit expensive, but if you have the money, I definitely recommend spending it on this computer instead of some cheap Windows computer. And Macs are the way to go. That's all I can say. Uh, Please subscribe, comment on this video, like it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.